pastor during this pandemic over the last 2 years. Although do a lot of homerooms, a couple times a week, it seems like God is taking to himself some of the best smells. Yeah, it's the truth. Pastor leaned back, tears run down his eyes. He said, Preach, when I got to my office this morning, the mother who pastored his church, he said, had left me an envelope for my birthday. He said, somebody put it on my desk. So I said, well, I don't mean to one up you. I said, but Pastor, her tithes came to this church even when she couldn't. And I said, and this is what I was told by the family, on September 22nd, Angel brought over her tithe with a note to her pastor and to his wife, to his family, and to the church that she loved us. And if I'm correct, that was September 22nd. And she went to sleep on September 22nd. Whether she wrote it or not, what Angel knew is that every week, Mother wanted her money to be at her church. And both Frank and I got that call today, last night, with the governor. I said, no. Politics ain't my first love. My first love is the changing of the life of people that God has called me. This woman, I mean, you all already did the eulogy, you know that. So the eulogy is really about the person, and her grandsons did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal. So I'm just going to say a few words and then we'll move on. Because when the family, I was in the office, I think last Saturday or something, I saw on the cameras some young ladies pulling up, and I think they wanted to talk to somebody about the date. So I looked on the camera. Usually by the hour that I was here, not a lot of people come, but all the rehearsals are done. So they're talking to Ty in our sound room, and I shot outside, and I had on some jeans and some sneakers and a t-shirt, and they didn't recognize me. They were pulling out, and then they pulled over. They said, you looking like a young man. I was so happy that day. So they said, you know what, Mother's funeral is here, and gonna be here, homegoing's gonna be here. And I said, well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. He said, oh, no, yes you are. We only want you. And then he's like, I don't think you know who we talking about. This is the truth, am I right, though? Right? They said, I don't think you know. I don't think you know who we talking about. And then they got the cell phones out. Look, hold on. Then they got to the birthday party. And here Mother was. So I said, my baby, that's my baby. They said, so I said, yeah, you know, I'm gonna make it work. I'll make sure. So he said, no, hold the phone. You ain't see her break it down yet. I said, I did see her break it down. Faithful, loving. Those of you who call her mom, that's one thing. But let me tell y'all who she's more special to than even her children. It's the grandchildren. Because y'all know grandchildren get away with things. Come on, talk to me. I'm almost done. That children never got away with. I just recently, within the last, 8-9 years, lost my grandmother's, and I was devastated. So I'm always conscious of the grandchildren because often they're not talked to. And when grandma's hands no longer are there on Sunday morning, It is a difficult thing to handle, but you all had, I mean, you don't know how blessed you were, grandchildren, to have a grandmother like you had. I mean, so let me end with a few words, and I want to thank y'all. Y'all got the picture of her in my office. Now, everybody can't get to the office because I'll be tired on Sunday morning. But when Mother wanted to get to that office, she got to that office. And I'm grateful for that. So let me talk about this for a minute because I didn't know that she liked to bowl, which I told you gave staff that she liked one of the top bowlers in Buffalo. She enjoyed bingo. Don't get quiet. You're going to bingo this weekend. They'll sit there like, oh. She like bingo. I can't stand bingo. But I ain't been to bingo since I was a little kid. My grandmother used to take me and it'd be smoky in the place. Everybody smoking, there wasn't no Newport, it was Benson and Hedges and Cools and yeah. She liked playing cards. We know she liked dancing and listening to music. Favorite artist was Donnie McClurkin. There is a God, and you are the answer. David Phelps, No More Night. How she loved to encourage everyone else. And as you all said, met you with a hug. It would say, I'm so blessed. It's all because of him. What I want to talk about for my 4 minutes is what I did not know is how active she was in her community. Frank told me, you all told me, it's in the bulletin. And I'm blessed not only to have been her pastor, but to not have these last 10 years, 11 years, to preside over a neighborhood that she loved. The Fruit Belt. And I was growing up. Yeah, y'all go ahead and clap Fruit Belt. A whole lot of y'all that elected me. I'm on your good side. When I grew up on Winslow, grew up in the Perry Projects. When you heard about the Fruit Belt, what you knew is everybody couldn't go in the Fruit Belt. They talked to me. You had to know somebody to be messing around in the Fruit Belt. Because if you just went in, it ain't much different now, but it's a little bit different. I live a block away from the Fruit Belt, you had to know somebody. You didn't go. Listen, the Fruit Belt can fall out with the Fruit Belt, but the Fruit Belt wasn't going to let you fall out with somebody else and not all of the Fruit Belt be there. Am I preaching for somebody? But there's something special about the Fruit Belt, and I don't know if you all know that the Fruit Belt actually got its name from all of the fruit trees. And it was the Germans that actually settled into the Fruit Belt around their church. It wasn't that they just moved there because the rent was cheap. It wasn't because the rent, as one man, I can't say the word in church, one man ran for governor and said the rent too high. And it wasn't because the rent was cheap. It was because there was a family atmosphere. There was a culture that was brought together, and the anchor of that culture was the German church that was in the Fruit Belt. And what they did, instead of depending on others to feed them, they planted fruit trees all over this one area, and it became known as the Fruit Belt. What I want you to recognize is that whole thing, and I got a little scripture for you. The whole thing that happened because of the church. There's a scripture that says you know them by their fruits. Gosh, I'm almost to the seat. In other words, if you want to know who somebody really is, it's not about their clothing. I've seen pimps dressed up. I've seen prostitutes that look better than some church folk. You ain't talking to me. You ain't talking to me, but I'm talking to you. It's not about your clothing. See, you can't come to True Bethel. Some folk can't come to True Bethel because they say he let them wear whatever they want to. They come in there in jeans. They come in there with hoodies on. The boy came to church the other week with a hoodie on. I saw an usher getting ready to go over and tell him to take the hoodie off. I hollered at the usher. I said, leave him alone. At least he in church. Y'all want to put people and make people into something that they're not. And you want a fish to be all right before you clean it. You got to clean it first. And if we stop worrying so much about what people have on the outside, we might get more people from the outside to come on the inside. Am I preaching for about 10 people right now? I didn't say you will know them because of how they look. Bible did not say you will know them because of their title. And I'm sure that Deacon will agree with me. A whole lot of folk got titles that don't mean nothing. Oh my goodness, how many got titles? And get mad if you call them the wrong title. And this is the truth. I had a guy mad at me one day because I called him Bishop. And he said, no, I don't know, potentate, something. I just thought to myself, I ain't going to call you nothing else. I'm just going to say hi. Because we are at a time that is critical because so many people want titles and don't have any responsibilities. Want titles and ain't doing the work. Want titles and all they want to do is be in a fashion show and want everybody to say amen for them. But when it's time for them to support somebody else, they over in the back having a cigarette in the back of the church. Want titles, you don't want me to preach, but I'm going to preach. Because it's a shame. If people don't know you based on who you are, then maybe you ain't about much. Can I preach, Pastor? Can I preach for just a minute? At the end of the day, everybody, this is a daily thing. Because they say, how you doing, Bishop? Pastor, and they said, what do you want me to call you? I said, my mama named me Darius. They call me in the hood D. You ain't talking to me. I said, as long as you ain't trying to disrespect me, because I ain't going to disrespect you, I really don't care about no title. Because every night when I go to lay down to sleep, I don't lay down with a title. Y'all ain't talking to me in here. I lay next to that woman and we snuggle up, and she don't look over and talk about, oh, Bishop, oh, come on. That ain't what this is about. Mildred knew that. She knew that it was not about all of that because nobody in their aged years joins a church like this if they still stuck there. She didn't come here at one of the oldest people in this church. She never asked to be a mother. Come on now. Not a mother of this church. You want to know why? She was already a mother of her family. She was already a mother of the neighborhood. She was already a mother to other people. And so at the end of the day, she didn't need to wear a mother title. At the end of the day, let me tell y'all the truth. There's some people out there who can preach better than other people who got all of these degrees and muggeries and got those big crosses bigger than what Jesus died on, hanging from their neck, and can't preach that saved their life. And then there's somebody who can tell you 4 words that don't have a title and will save you, bring you to the cross, and keep you at the throne. Know them by their fruits. Yes, sir. Now, let me finish with this because you don't plant an apple tree and get an orange. Don't work like that. It don't work like that. And if it does, that's some freak of nature. I don't want it. Walked out of my house the other day, and on my porch, I don't have no porch, on my stoop, there was a bag, and if any of y'all brought it, I apologize for what I'm going to say. It was a bag of fruit. Had a little note on it, sitting on my door. It said something about, this from the neighborhood, and I brought it here to church. I asked everybody if they wanted some fruit. They said, where'd you get the fruit? I said, the fruit was sitting on my stoop. They said, Pastor, throw that fruit in the garbage. I said, but I hate to waste good fruit. They said, how do you know it's good? See, because you don't know what somebody did to the fruit in order to try to take you out. Real fruit, you able to see it grow on the tree. I ain't talking to you, but I'm talking to you. At the end of the day, I know that what you plant is what you are going to receive. And the reason that we can celebrate the life of Sister Bernard today is because she's already planted her seeds. And the people you heard sing and the words that you heard and her wonderful family is because as somebody came to the casket, they said she used to make us do scripture before we got on a bus, after we got home. That's called planting seeds. Planting seeds is when you know that you know that you know that God is able to keep you. Planting seeds is when the old school way, when you did not say you a liar in the presence of older people and think you can get away with it. And I come to tell you, we got to be careful because there's some bad seeds being planted right now in our community, in our world, in our homes. What is it? I know marijuana legal in New York, but it's a shame when great-grandmothers smoking it from their grandson selling it on the corner and talking about, I get high with my kids. You need somebody who's going to say, I'm going to pray for you, baby. I'm going to get you through this. I'm going to make sure you ain't addicted. I'm going to make sure, baby. Y'all got quiet on that, got real quiet. I ain't saying nothing about your weed smoking. What I said is a shame when great-grandmamas got to buy it from their great-grandsons. You need some old-school grandmothers. Y'all ain't talking to me. Some of those grandmothers that used to wear a slip to church. I know about the old school. Y'all have one. Old school grandmothers who you knew when you got in trouble and you got put out or you separated, you had a bed to sleep on in their house. I'm talking about old school grandmothers that knew how to get a prayer through, had their Bible, and even if they didn't understand some parts of it, they still read their Bible. I'm talking about the old school grandmothers that when their hair turned gray, they still put it in them little curls and they combed it out for church. I'm talking about old school grandmothers. I'm talking about mothers that knew and would look at you and even have to say nothing to you. Would take you to the grocery store and you bet not touch nothing. I'm talking about old school grandmothers. I'm talking about the ones that sent their tithes and their offerings and they never had to beg nobody for nothing. I'm talking about the old school mother, the one who could cook one chicken and feed 30 people. I'm talking about old school grandmothers who would get the food ready on Saturday for Sunday and have the roast going real slow while you was at church. Am I talking to anybody? I'm talking about the old school. See, at the end of the day, the reason you can mourn and laugh at the same time. I know somebody might be asking, how can Angel Brenda Monish your eyes still be smiling? Because when you had a mother and the fruit is on you, all you know is that song that said, I've had some good days, I've had some hills to climb, but God's been good to me, and I won't complain. Well, mother, thank you for the fruit. Let me see if I got anybody that the reason you are like you are is because she planted something in you. If I'm talking to you, stand to your feet so that the devil can see the fruit. Thank you for your work, mother. Look at all your fruit down here. Go ahead and rest now. Go ahead and rest now. We'll see you in the morning. We will see you when the last truck shall sound. Mother, we're over here. We're over here. I'm still reading my Bible. Because of you, I'm saved. Because of you, I'm protected. Because of you, put your hands together for all of the fruit. Father, thank you for the fruit. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Now, God, if there's somebody who doesn't know you, somebody who's not saved, May the seed that she planted in their life, may it now take root. They may know you